Hello, we are Team 3 and we are going to present a data strategy for the company called Sugar AI. Sugar AI brings together technology and healthcare expertise. Sugar AI produces health trackers that monitor glucose level and analyze users' lifestyle, activity, heart rates, food patterns, as well as bad habits. The tracker is synced with an app where user can access his data and receive recommendations. So these are the goals that we identified for the company in implementing their data strategy. Short-term goals: establish a data-driven business culture, enable customers to track their own data, share health information with doctors and friends, have analytics identifies best potential customers to upsell. Long-term goals: functional algorithms to predict potential diabetes risks, offer a premium service with AI, track user data to identify the most important features, and join scientific research platforms.
So the current revenue model is decreasing. In the first year, the company sold 50,000 units, and the second year just 30,000. A big problem at the data that is being collected by this device is not being used for anything, and the company also doesn't have a business model focused on data. So the data usage currently is really weak. The company doesn't have any kind of data governance, also does not communicate that about with stakeholders. Issues with data privacy and data usage by customers are also being evaluated. Since Sugar AI is a startup, they still use a data lake and a centralized analytic structure. Data collected as pulse rate, blood pressure, and glucose level are being collected, but the company still doesn't know what to do with it, since they use intuition to make their own decisions.
So there are a few changes that have to be made to introduce a new data structure in the company. So the first step is to define the data structure. This involves defining the business problem itself. The problem that the company currently faces right now is that the revenues are declining. So once the problem has been defined, the second step is to convince the top management to buy into this idea. So this requires a top-down approach for the top management to buy into this idea. So after the executives buy in, the third step is to create a data warehouse. The company has an existing data lake where the information is stored in an unstructured manner. So the data warehouse will help them structure the data, and it will help them to create algorithms in an easier way. So after creating the warehouse, the fourth step is to create roles and structures for the company. So a hybrid organization structure should be created with, and also the step involves hiring personnel to help with the data process. So the fifth step is to create a new business model through premium subscriptions. So the premium subscription includes personalized recommendations for customers through data points that the company receives from them. So the people who subscribe for the premium subscription model can also receive coaching sessions as a part of the subscription. So the last part is to invest in BI tools to track the progress of the company. So BI tools can be used to track metrics like LTV and churn, so it's important for the company to invest in these tools. Yeah, so let's look at the roles and structures of the company. So a new kind of hierarchy should be created. So a hybrid organization structure should be created. So a new chief data officer should be appointed. So he reports to the CEO directly. So under the chief data officer, there are three departments: marketing, product, and customer support. So each department has an analyst, a data scientist, and a data engineer. So David's going to talk about the costs now.
Yeah, to implement those changes, significant number of resources will need to be deployed. And first of all, the right and capable talent will be needed to power a data-driven organization. And the company needs to create more technical roles, such as data analysts and data engineers, for those changes. And moreover, the company will incur additional costs when accounting for data storage and data tools such as Power BI. In short, creating a data-driven structure is not easy task, and we're looking at a capital investment of approximately $1 million. The number seems daunting, but we believe that with our new revenue model, the company will be able to recover those costs much more quickly. Yeah, when it comes to revenue, we're proposing a premium subscription model for those patients. The patients will be able to get personalized insights, recommendation, as well as reminders through their smart devices based on their using habits. And the patients will also get expert coaching from lifestyle coaches and specialists when needed, especially when their blood sugar level exceed the desired range. And this service will be priced at $40 a month. And our revenue projection assumes that 25% of current customers will opt in for the premium service. And the personalized feature will also increase the appeal of the brand and boost the sales back up to 50,000 units per year. And this will help company to generate additional revenue to recover the initial capital. And then next, Kevin's gonna talk about the risk.
Thank you, David. So obviously, when implementing a data culture and strategy from scratch, there can be really risky. First of all, employees are not used to this, so they have to make an adoption and adapt to making decisions with data. And of course, as David just mentioned, there's a big cost to it. So there is the risk of not using this cost effectively. And of course, that's why the impact and the insights from data has to be shown right away to make sure that the cost is worth it. And of course, as we are in the healthcare industry, there's always risks of violations of laws and regulations and making sure that everything's in compliance, especially since we're handling patients' data. So data governance needs to be secured throughout the whole enterprise. Anyone that touches the data needs to make sure that they're following the rules correctly and the guidelines that we'll set for them. And of course, with marketing prognostic risks, even though we're going to offer an AI that's going to help a lot of prediction, we don't want to be seen as something that is 100% accuracy. We need to be transparent with the accuracy of our AI algorithms, and so we can avoid any potential lawsuits. And at the same time, we need to make sure that consumers do not see this app or new service as a substitute for doctors, rather as a supplement for the doctors to make better recommendations for them. However, of course, even though talking about the costs and the risks, we do feel that the benefits should outweigh them in the end. First of all, as David mentioned, there's going to be an increased revenue. We feel that the subscription model is going to help, and the data culture and the data strategy is going to help increase revenue, get the sales back up, and receive revenue with the units, and of course, at the same time, a new revenue model with the subscription model of, as we estimate, $800,000 monthly. And at the same time, starting this data strategy means that everyone's going to be able to make important business decisions with data instead of just going off your gut. And this should avoid any further revenue loss. And at the same time, using those data and better decision making is going to make the company be more efficient in an organization, as long as we also are very clear on the structure. And with our new AI and machine learning algorithms, using the data and the structure that we're implementing, it should give us an edge over the competition. And to summarize, so even though revenue has decreased, by implementing this new data strategy and culture, we can create a new revenue model with a subscription service, and the data structure and culture will immediately make an impact with the better decision making, which will show the benefits both in the long run and in the short run as well. But the first step is that for any of this to succeed is that the executives must buy in. This has to start from the top, so employees from the bottom can really see the impact and see see their leaders show them the example. So we hope that you appreciate our presentation to you. Thank you.